Welcome. Thank you for the meal. By the way, I'm Atanas, and I will present it tonight. And if you don't know, Pitch2Pitch is a monthly series where entrepreneurs and innovators will have the chance to share their projects. The rules are quite simple. If you missed them, it's quite a while. It's been 2 years maybe. Do you remember the rule? Okay. 5 startups every month will have the opportunity to grab. Do you miss anything? 5 to 5 startups every month will have the opportunity to grab us within 1 minute with your startup on stage, and then we will have 2 more minutes for questions from the audience and the investors. So the awards are quite great, so you can learn about them on the Facebook page of the event. If you didn't join on the Facebook page, you can join right now. Click attend, share the event, enjoy. And let's present our jury, our rock stars. First one is Alexander Vladimiro, former F4T country manager, currently independent startup and investment financing advisor. Applause. Next is Javor Kochev, investment manager at Innovation Capital. What is the energy? Elena Daskova and Christina Boseva, investment associates from Impactus Capital. Okay, angel investors Tihomir Tsane, former vice president of Citibank. He will join us from the States via Zoom. They're all from Zoom. Zoom is faraway country. Okay, and of course our host and our fathers for tonight. Emil and Trifon, of course, of course. Are we ready to start with the first startup? Do you remember? 1 minute here, present, and then we'll queue. And the first startup is Yonko Chuklev, co-founder at Cardinal Bytes. You have 1 minute. Is it okay? Prepared to play? Okay, I will.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Thank you for the introduction. We are Cardinal Bytes, and we make the first protein bites with no added sugar in factory production on the Bulgarian market. We started this business because we wanted to make something sweet, which helps your optimal shape, helps you to feel a saturating effect, almost like after a snack, and have no artificial sugars in it. Back in the last year, we created our first taste, which is roast. In Mahlap, we wanted a real captivating and remembering taste, and we actually registered the recipe for the first taste in the Bulgarian Patent Office. Fast forward to today, we've done around 20,000 leva in sales. This year, we're present in around 20 shops, mostly here in Sofia, and we've attracted the former CEO of Mondelez Bulgaria as a strategic partner for this year. Now, until the end of the year, we're prepared to expand our presence, introduce new tastes, and continue to fulfill our vision to create your favorite sweet snacks into their healthy protein version. Thank you. We have Q&A session. My lovely partner is going to introduce some samples, of course.
So first of all, great pitch. Thank you. So we've seen something about the cooperation. You said it in one word. With Mondelez, can you elaborate about it?
So we're cooperating with an executive who's formerly a Mondelez CEO and now is developing their own company, which can help small brands evolve. So yeah, they have 20% stake in Cardinal Bytes, and they've invested a small sum apart from all of the operational capacity and experience in Cardinal Bytes.
Okay, so you do not work directly with it?
No.
Correct.
In the future, who knows?
Where can you buy the Cardinal Bytes besides online?
So you can see in our website in the field contacts, on the bottom left, we have around 20 shops where you can buy the cardinals, or as we love to call them, cardinals. So feel free to go.
Do you have any abroad presence?
So up to now we have small scale abroad presence. Right now at this moment, cardinals that are traveling to Japan. We've had a focus group in Germany, and my lovely partner, actually tomorrow, is going to have a 1 month expansion period in Germany. So, but up to now it's small scale presence. We hope to increase it until the end of the year.
And do you have a strategy on your possible international expansion?
Yes, we do, which is based hopefully on using Germany as a platform for our Central and West European growth, whereas the manufacturing is going to be here in Bulgaria. The operations and marketing capacity are going to be shared between Bulgaria and Germany, and we're going to use Germany basically as a platform market for our expansion plans.
Are you planning any other SKUs?
Any other?
SKUs, other products?
Yeah, of course, we have planned new tastes, which hopefully will be introduced pre-season, so to speak, because as you know, for especially our business, the Christmas season is like.
But it will be the same packaging for bites, just different tastes, right?
Not only because apart from this type of packaging, we also have the large box, which people often use to treat birthdays, any other occasions, Valentine's Day, etc., etc. So there's going to be a new type of 4 packages and a new type of large box packages.
But only bites.
Only bites.
So how will your sales efforts will be structured? Will you go there to consumer? Will you do social media marketing or?
Both 2 large directions. One is D2C, obviously. We've done quite, I would say, quite nice D2C. And the other is going to be not direct sales, I mean directly like negotiating with each shop as we've done up to now, but rather working with a distributor who will approach objects and have a large presence, and we'll use their network to increase our sales efforts. And apart from those 2, there's one additional niche, which is the events, because we've done an event pre-Valentine's Day here in the center of Sofia, which done pretty well, in my modest opinion. So those are going to be our 3 main channels, with the first 2 obviously having more weight. We hope that D2C can be between 20 and 30% of our net sales next year.
Will you be expanding your product range in terms of types of products, so not just tastes?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, in the end, our vision is really to create your favorite salty and sweet temptations into their protein version. We started off with bites, obviously, because we think this is a very underestimated category in the Bulgarian market. But we do believe that other categories, I won't be mentioning names like pancakes, cookies, etc., etc. But at one point, once we have the technology, once we have the right production partner, we tend to also migrate to other product categories as well.
I want to see the salty ones.
You and half of Bulgaria, so.
So, what is your main hurdle at the moment?
So our main hurdle at the moment is the rising cost of materials, materials for packaging, and as well as some of the raw materials we use in the production of the bite itself. And this is basically this is the main hurdle, I'll say, top one.
So for the packaging, you said you've done 20,000 in sales. If this is 4 level, that's roughly 5,000 units you've sold. So have you received any feedback regarding the packaging? For example, whether it should be see-through or to keep it like this?
Yeah, we've received actually a lot of packaging. This is not the packaging which was sold up to this year. It was a different one. We changed it, and we may change it even again so we can incorporate more of the feedback. We've received a lot of feedback. We've received feedback that it looks like a perfume. We've received feedback that, because in our previous packaging, you couldn't see on the packaging itself what was inside. So we've really incorporated a lot of the feedback into this package, and we'll continue doing so.
Yeah.
So the price was
$449 level.
and what would be your European price?
Sorry, what?
European price, would it be for 50 euros?
Ideally, yes, but we've settled around somewhere around this price because we don't believe that we that much of a problem for the German market.
Yeah, so what kind of
between 30 and 42%.
30 to 42%.
Sorry?
You're going to give out 30 to 42% of your company.
That's the industry average.
Discount for
The discount.
distributors. And then basically what are you looking for? To continue growing, support, what do you need?
Ideally capital, but also any operational experience was.
I think you commit 200,000, so.
But yeah, basically we need two things, capital and operational excellence. We've tried to take the operational excellence first, as you've seen by our pipeline and our development. And we've seen that once you have this, then basically other things come easy. Not to offend anyone, getting an investment obviously is not easy, otherwise we wouldn't be here. But yeah, this was our development pipeline and we were still focused on it.
Can you just give us a brief overview of your team members? So, are you the sole founder or?
No, I founded Cardinal Bytes with my lovely partner Jasmina, who is the majority shareholder. She acts as a CEO of the company, basically responsible for procurement, marketing, strategic partnerships. I am the CFO of the company, and I look for the financial, administrative issues related to Cardinal Bytes and every supporting roles which I may have. We have Svetla, who's the former CEO of Bulgaria, along with her partner Yotso, who help with digital marketing and operational excellence. And for the recipes, development, etc., packaging, we really employ a whole network of subcontractors. So this is the brief overview of the team.
Okay, final question.
Regarding our competitors in Bulgaria, I think the main one is Smart Organic. They do rhubarb.
So once we've done client segmentation, we believe that, especially with rhubarb, our target audience is a bit different because ours is mostly females, mostly middle-aged, and mostly with kids, which is something interesting we found with our client segmentation, who are mainly office employed and don't practice that much. I mean, don't train that much usually. This is a common sign. The thing we found is that rhubarb, yeah, they have definitely their pros, which are a lot, but they tend to employ the lower type of segment where we're mostly on the middle to high end segment, which are two different segments according to our internal research and client segmentation.
They have a different niche.
Yeah, kind of a different niche because what we've also seen is that a lot of, especially the clients we've had a chance to interview, they know that rhubarb is something sweet which you can eat on the go, etc., but especially according to our research, most of them don't believe that this thing helps their optimal shape. And yeah, comments on the taste are subjective, so I'm not going to go there.
Thank you. Huge applause again. So I think I didn't mention that the topic of our event, Pitch2Pitch tonight, is food, so you can thank us later. So we can move to Zoom. Vladimir Stoyanov, brain-computer interface. Are you ready?
Hello everyone, my name is Vladimir, and today I will present you a surfer. Surfer converts alpha and beta brainwaves into words and sentences and allows the user to communicate with a computer purely with the power of his mind. So this is essentially a brain-computer interface technology, and it just passed the proof of concept for me. And it utilizes the EEG method, so electroencephalography, for measuring brain waves. Those brain waves are then run through a circuit where they are amplified because they have relatively low amplitude, right? And filtered because we don't want any noise. And then a Python code translates that into words and sentences. Now, if the judges also allow, I can showcase to you a live demo on how this works. Thank you.
Okay, it's a very unique case, so let's do the demo.
Okay. Can somebody allow me to share the screen?
Yeah, just a second.
This is gonna take too much
I
time.
will ask you something, meanwhile. So,
Yes.
it's very ambitious. I've heard that you can, after you perform a task, you can measure a difference, but the vice versa is very raw yet in technology-wise in the worldwide scene. And you already with a demo, it's kind of very, I don't know, too good to be true.
Okay, yes, so I have already tested this technology with my own brainwaves, and it worked. The headset that I used was cheap, and it's not functional anymore, but I have a wave generator which simulates the absolutely same identical waves, and I can showcase to you how the whole technology works with a simulated
You are
wave.
generating, you're not measuring.
Sorry?
You are generating the wavelengths and not measuring it on you.
Yes, generating the wave. The same brainwave, the same wave as the brainwave.
Theoretically. Yeah, you're ready to show us.
Yes. Can I can still not share the screen.
Okay, just a second, maybe. Participants. There is there.
You can go for my screen.
Share screen, please. My security. Go back to security. Go ahead now.
Okay. So somebody else is sharing the screen and I cannot do it for some reason. So I'm not sure who is sharing, but I cannot share the same time. Yes, okay,
This is
now I
what
can.
happens when you do things for the first time. Oh,
Okay. Now you can see the screen. Okay, can you see the screen?
yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the wave generator. What you see on the screen right here is an identical wave as the brainwave, which is at 10 Hertz. So this is in the alpha wave range, 8 to 12. And what is generating this wave is the hardware behind it. This is the wave generator. This is the circuit, which is amplifying the wave because it's relatively low in amplitude. And it's also filtering the wave because you don't want to get signals of your child screaming or toaster popping bread or something like that. So you want only the brainwave. And this is the computer. So this is the part when it gets the data and it processes it and turns it into words and sentences. Now we're going to do just that. So this is the computer. And just real quick to let you know what's going on. So how it works, it gets your brain state. If you're relaxed, it will give you a value to the program of 1, so a value of 1. If you're concentrated, it will give it 0. And how do you differentiate between relaxed and concentrated, you might ask? Well, when you're concentrated, you're thinking about something, watching colorful images, challenging yourself mentally, and this is going to put you in a concentrated brain state. Relaxing is the opposite. You just relax and don't think about anything. So this is the successful run with the brainwave when I had access to an EEG tool. So right here, what you can see is I was relaxed here, concentrated here, because relaxed has a higher amplitude than concentrated within the same alpha wave range. I hope this makes sense. When you're concentrated, you have a lower amplitude, relaxed higher. So what did I do? I communicated 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And what is this in code? Well, this is, as you can see, the alphabet a Z. So I communicated a Z to the program by putting myself in different states. Now we can run the program with a simulated wave so that you can see how this works in action. In this case would be something that you have to do with every new person. Because every person has different waves and you have to calibrate that. So if a person uses this, he has to calibrate. For now, we're not going to calibrate, and we're just going to put a cutoff voltage of 1. So when I measured it, my cutoff voltage was around here. This is the threshold where it measures 1 and 0. Hope this makes sense. And putting 1 volt, as you can see here, the amplitude is 140 millivolts. What is this going to do now? This means when I put cutoff voltage 1, that we are always under the cutoff voltage. So it's going to communicate. Always zeros. So when you have only zeros, you have only A's, because A in the alphabet is 0, 0, 0, 0. So right now my web generator is communicating only A's to the program. And this is how it works. Anyone can use this with proper, good functioning EEG headset.
Cool, bravo for reaching to this. So, the first question, bravo for taking something so complex and with your hands-on approach on it. You've reached something. It's difficult for us to understand it, I believe. What is your goal? Like, it's very far from business. What is your goal as terms of as a science?
Yes, thank you for the question. Actually, I'm very ambitious in one particular direction. So my vision is a world in which we don't have to use we don't have to use keyboards and mouses and any external devices to communicate with computers. And my mission is to speed up the symbiosis between technology and the human species. I think it's time for this.
So what's step one in order to get closer to that mission? What's next for you?
Yeah, the next step for me would be to speed up the communication, because right now it is communicating live with the program, but it's slow. Like you communicate one letter per 5 seconds, and this is very hard to do when you are using it, because this means that each second you have to switch between concentrated to relaxed, concentrated to relaxed. This is hard. Usually it's here, as you can see on the picture, it's every 2 seconds, about 2 seconds. So 2 seconds I was relaxed, 2 seconds concentrated. This means that one letter will take 10 seconds. This is quite a lot of time. So I'm going to optimize this, and after this optimized this connects, then I will think about starting to monetize it.
So you don't have any monetization plans yet?
Sorry?
You don't have any monetization plans yet?
No.
Who would be your first customer?
No, this is not a ready product in my opinion, although it currently can help impaired people communicate. Anyone that cannot use his muscles or voice cord can communicate with this, but I think it's too slow.
Public questions?
I had a question here.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So you only capture 2 things, relaxed and concentrated. I think the world is so much more complicated than that. So what's the plan for like capturing more complicated things than just relaxed and concentrated?
More complicated thoughts, you mean?
Yeah, if you want to capture some thoughts, you have to capture really a lot of detail, not just concentrated and not concentrated.
Yes.
But does anybody do that, or how complicated it is to be done?
Well, no, I mean, this technology is old. This is at least 10 years old. This has already been proven scientifically. What is not proven scientifically is getting pure thoughts without, like, in a way different manner. So this is essentially what Elon Musk is also focused on, except helping disabled people, of course, with his Neuralink technology. So you cannot, like, it's very, very hard to get good data with non-invasive technologies. So EEG specifically can only capture your brain state, but it cannot capture the content of the thoughts themselves, if that makes sense. With invasive technologies, I also share the opinion with Elon Musk that that would be possible. So I would very likely explore this in the future, invasive technologies.
So this one is not invasive.
This is not invasive. This is non-invasive, and it can only capture the brain state, but not the brain state's content, if that makes sense.
All right, thank you.
So definitely very interesting. Congratulations on what you've been able to do. I think that this is going to take a very, very long time until it's ready for the market. You're probably, the place for you is probably in Sofia Tech Park. You probably need to do like a sandbox or something like that. But how long do you think it's going to take before you can actually come out to market with the product?
Well, I can only work with facts here. Like, this took me about 3 weeks to do. I believe if I have 3 months more, I can optimize this to communicate 1 letter per second. So I believe I could definitely work with something from there.
Isn't a product like this mostly based on data analysis? Meaning that you use the data that you've been able to analyze to make a better and better product in the future. So is 3 months enough?
I could not hear anything else than data analysis. Could you please repeat?
This is something which requires quite a bit of data analysis. So do you think that 3 months would be enough to capture enough data in order to make the product so that it works perfectly?
Yes. So regarding, so I'm going to answer this question in 2 ways, because I believe that's what you asked. So regarding the skill set of data analysis, this is exactly, I can finish the professional course in Google for data analysis, and the skill set for that is not going to be a problem. Regarding the specific technicalities of it, it is not that hard to capture the data. The harder thing, okay, whatever, some error popped up, sorry. It's not that hard of capturing the data, although we would need good technology, obviously. What is hard here is making the letters smaller to communicate. I can definitely just make a 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 for 1 whole sentence, right? So this would mean a very high bandwidth. But for 1 letter, like constructing it, the data is something I have to work on. But the capturing of the data is not hard itself.
Okay, and currently it's just you working, you don't have any teammates, any partners?
Yes. I have obviously had many helpful people help me with this, especially in Dorset for providing me the skill set. But I started and finished this project alone.
Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all the people.
Can you please stop sharing the screen?
Let's do a pause. Let's do a pause.
Yes.
Stop sharing. Yes.
Thank you.
So we can make a 10 minutes break. and we will be back with our starters. Thank you.
Ето, искаш ли да отидеш? Аз мисля това по-добре.
Hello. 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 Guys, get around because we have some starters here. We're here, Pitch2Pitch. What? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, someone's going to feed the presenter, so. Okay, we can continue. I see on the golden couch that everybody are here. And we can proceed with the next startup. Mikabdu, sorry. I think I pronounced your name correctly. Trace.
Yes.
Marketplace. Enjoy.
Thank you. So, Mr. Lam. I represent Trace. It's a B2B marketplace for raw material. Basically, we provide raw material for diverse kind of industry, pharmaceutical, food industry, and personal care industry. So I will go straight to the point. Why I want to show you this company, because we can improve the human life beginning, which is energy, because we sell and provide energy through food and energy of oil, basically. And secondly, because that can impact the regulation of the climate change. So I think it's a good idea to improve and to implement to different kind of partner. So there is, yes, if you have questions, that's fine for me.
Most it's been a bit hard to understand you. What exactly is the marketplace for?
B2B raw marketplace.
For raw ingredients.
Yeah, raw material for, I mean, like oil, vegetable oils, different kind of gums, APE, like plant extract for pharmaceutical. So all kind of
you're connecting
materials
B2B, you're connecting producers
kind
to
of
other
industry.
businesses, right? You're connecting producers of oil and
Sorry?
you're connecting, it's a B2B, right? It's a B2B marketplace.
Yes, it's a B2B market.
Between producers of oils, and there are other businesses using those to create other usable, eatable products.
I didn't hear the end of the question.
So you're connecting between producers of
Exactly.
raw
We
materials
connect,
to small factories to buy those oils to their production.
Exactly. But it's not only oil, it can be different kind of material. It
Yeah.
can be, of course, essential oil, because I started the project with essential oil, but it can be, I don't know, food, it can be spices, it can be, if you are in the pharmaceutical industry, it can be typical extract of plants, and it can be a lot of things. So, yeah, basically, all kind of exchange of raw material.
Okay, cool.
Where is the project based? Where are you operating?
The project is based in Bulgaria, and currently I'm traveling in France. So,
And have you got any customers? Is it already operating or?
yeah, we run a marketplace for 1 year, and then we are rebuilding this marketplace because we discover that connecting people to raw material is a thing, but the most important thing in this industry for a large company, it's more about to find a reliable supplier which produce verified products. The payment term is very important, so it's all the supply chain need to be improve. I mean, if you want to buy some, like, I don't know, 1 ton of rose essential oil, you need to be sure that this supplier produces a good oil. And then you need to be sure that you can import this product easily. I don't know, maybe your company is based in, I don't know, in Algeria or New Zealand. So you need to import this product very, very easily. So, for example, essential oil is considered as hazardous material. So you need to be very precise and to take very carefully any information about the shipment of this product, because you can have like a lot of time to pass in custom duty. So basically, after 1 year, we reach a lot of key players in this industry, and now we discover that the most important thing is to find reliable supplier to win time to the buyer and to improve the solution which pay long term for the buyer. That's the 3 main points.
Okay.
Can you please repeat or give us the website of the platform? We would love to take a look.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. I just hear about website.
Yes, is there a way for us to take a look at the platform?
Yeah, the platform is not working now. So currently, as I told you, it's like it's a bit probably in the marketplace. So used to work for 1 year, but now I'm working offline. That means I'm building the solution through my email, meaning I contact buyers, I contact sellers, and I work on the payment term of the supplier, and I provide the product to the seller. So basically, currently I can't show you any website because it's not working anymore. So as I told you, it's a good solution management and to be able to provide the good offer to the buyer, which all these indicators I just told you as it's a long term, a reliable supplier on the right offer on accurate price offer.
So what's your plan going forward?
So what is
your plan going forward?
What is the plan? The plan is about to rebuild the marketplace and to not to build the marketplace today is difficult things. You can find a lot of templates on the internet, page. You can do it easily in 1 week. And app product is not a difficult thing as well. So technology is not important. The most important thing is, as I told you, it's the supply chain management. This is why I'm working on it currently.
What's your take rate?
What is
your take rate? Or your
the
revenue
take?
model? How do you monetize the business?
How I monetize the business? Currently, it's a good commission. So basically, I work like kind of e-exporter. So if you ask me to find a product for you, I will find it for you and I will take a commission. So that's a very basic business model. And with the marketplace, then we can implement a subscription plan for the buyer, because when you buy a product, you need to request a lot of information, for example, for the freight, and it's a lot of time to use to find the good freight, and even more you use to work with a company who is able to supply your product for one country to another country. It takes time to manage the documentation and all the process. So yeah, the buyer can be involved on a subscription plan.
Final question?
Yes?
Anyone? Okay, thank you. Okay, we continue with the Zoom presenters, and the next one is Christine Pecheva, project manager at Smith Ingredients. Are you ready?
Yes. How many people with diabetes do you know? How many of them are not simple sugar-free sweets? How many of them treat the diabetic person not as a victim of sugar, but rather as a dignified person with active lifestyle and functional needs like brain stamina, physical power, immunity, longevity, anti-aging? 10% of the human population is diagnosed with diabetes, and this number is projected to grow by 50% in the next 25 years. Lecker is the new spin-off project of Smic Ingredients, and it is here to offer a healthy lifestyle food product shelf that is with insulin sensitivity force and risk-free zone that does not require constant reading of labels. The team behind Lecker has experience with big FMCG companies like Procter & Gamble, IT, advertisement, chemistry, and physics. I am Kristen Petra, and I am the project leader of this project in Bulgaria.
So if I understand correctly, you're looking for one product right now or a range of products?
Right now we sell 7 products, but we want to open up to 50 in the next 3 years. We have over 150 industrial recipes ready to be implemented.
Are you selling already?
Yes, we started selling just last month in Bulgaria. We started with online sales in Sila BG and also in EMAC. Also offline sales in 5 bio-organic shops as well. We want to start now, my team actually is in Germany, and we're starting to sell in Germany at this point. They are making contracts with retail chains, online and offline again, and we are invited to Scandinavian negotiation again for retail chains next month.
Okay.
Can you show us something? Do you have something to show?
Something right now, no.
Is it in your kitchen or is
actually, I do have in my kitchen. I was not prepared for this question.
Go bring it.
Okay.
Okay, so how are you? Anything good? Any funding?
You cannot taste anything with this.
Yeah.
By the way, this lady should have come here live, but she is sick. So she managed to do it anyway. Despite her
Sorry for the noises. One of our most recognized products is this bio high fiber spread. Excuse me. We have 3 different tastes coming out of it. It's actually an extremely innovative technology. It's made out of sprouted flaxseed. Sprouting is a big industry problem because yes, you can sprout at home, but big volumes of sprouting you cannot do yet in industries, but we have the solution for this. So it has low glycemic index and is absolutely suitable for diabetics, pre-diabetics, insulin sensitivity, and many more. It's safe for children and for pregnant and nursing women as well, and it's just extremely tasty. Another product is the BioSafe breakfast syrup. We have over 20 tastes of this. It's based on agave syrup. That means it's 100% fructose. Fructose is not recommended for daily intake over 40 grams. We do label that on our labels. Another product is this drops, Happy Brain, for example. It's also safe with no sugars, no conservants, hypoallergenic, and it's with mix of fermented liquid spices that actually stimulate brain stamina. And you can put this, for example, in your yogurt, or you can just eat it directly, like this. No problem. And it's very tasty, by the way.
you stimulate it? Like brain stimulation?
Yes.
No. So where do you manufacture this?
Oh, this manufacturing is done in Sofia in Bulgaria. We have our own production facility here.
Cool. All right, thank you.
So what stage of your funding are you?
Well, right now we have only angel investors, and actually what we're looking for is to scale up our production facility, because right now we have a lot of demand from different buyers, but low production productivity, because our production is quite primitive at this point. The angel investors it's not like enough for us to scale up. We have certificate of investment for Bulgaria, and we are with negotiation with the Bulgarian bank for development, for business development. And yeah, basically we need working capital. Another problem of ours is because when people buy big volumes, like big chains, they normally do not pay immediately for it. They pay like, let's say, 30 days later, and that causes a problem with cash flow at this point.
Why don't you outsource your production?
Can you repeat that?
Why don't you outsource your production?
Why don't I, yes, did you hear that, sorry?
Outsource your production.
Why don't we upgrade our production?
Outsource.
Outside the country.
Well, all of these products are actually have their own IP. The recipes are intellectual property, and we don't want to outsource the production at this point. We want to open actually another production in Germany. This is our main, not main goal, but our goal in the future. We are the creators of this, and as a spin-off project, eventually we wanted to have its own like structure. So outsourcing hides a lot of risks, I believe.
Final question?
So what will be your what will be your main channels of distribution?
Okay, main channels. Basically, Germany, Scandinavia, and Bulgaria operate. The plan is almost the same. We start online sales, with huge marketing campaigns. Later on, we go to the retail chains, and from there, we start selling as well. It's both online and offline. We want the whole package, and we are now connecting with different vloggers, influencers, cooks, a lot of cooks. We have connections with the Big Society. We have connections here in Bulgaria and in Germany as well. So we also strive for specialized stores, again offline and online in different countries. We have big connections with different doctors. So we have also brand ambassadors, and that is the plan.
My question is more product oriented. To what extent have you tested this products, the efficacy of such
No, I cannot.
disease, or you don't have? It's not really about business structure, but about the quality.
Can you repeat the question? I'm very sorry for this.
Have you performed any testing regarding your products or measurements? To what extent, for example, needs to be the exposure of this bio-hive scents, the flax seeds?
All of this. Yes, I did make
is there
a lot
evidence so that there will be the purchasing power and there will be enough interest into?
Okay, so
potential buyers?
here you're asking about the scientific side of our products. If I'm understanding correctly, I'm very happy actually about this question. I myself am a chemist, and we have actually R&D production, R&D team here in our company, and everything that I just said about the low glycemic index, about the 100% fructose, about the fibers, everything has been analyzed with its protocols. We are certified by the Bulgarian Food Safety Agency. So we have all protocols for food. That's not a problem.
Is there practical evidence? Is there
Actually,
practical
I have
evidence
for
reduces
example, for the
diabetes?
oils, I have the chemical compound that has been analyzed by the Sofia University. That's where I graduated from, and I have. Behind all my claims that I just made, which I understand are quite a lot, I have all the scientific data to back it up if somebody requires this.
Thank you, Pitch2Pitch. The next startup is Tatemate, Drink Teammate Vegan. Yeah, you know it here. Applause, applause. More.
Hi, so we are the Pate company. Years ago, I used to live in Berlin, and in every corner store, there were many alternatives when you decided what drink to get. Many tasty sodas and mates. Sodas produced from yerba mate. I loved that while I was a student. I came back to Sofia and I realized there was no such thing on the market. This idea rested in my head for years and years, but then my fiance did the math and a whole load of other things I don't understand and told me we can do this. This was 12 months ago. Since then, we made our first product, did all the R&D, and since June we're in production and we've generated over 20,000 level in sales.
Wow.
We're in over 60 venues and we're planning to build from here. I just wanted to open this one. I can have a few seconds.
Don't you think it's kind of dangerous?
No, that's why I brought one bottle for 5 people.
Okay, that's cool.
Wait, they can handle it. Just give it to them.
May I have the bottle opener?
It's there. What's the price of the product?
For shops and venues, we deliver at 2 leva. For end customers, we sell at 250. We have B2B and B2C.
How much your competitors charge?
8% more. That's why we price it this way.
So you do 20,000 in sales?
In revenue, yes. Since June. Let's go to the 60 places we already have it. So that's restaurants, bars, premium street
A
food
little bit of
places.
that was for me because I went on the market here next to the Lions Bridge, the women's market.
Yeah.
And you were there.
Mhm.
So it was good. I tried it before. What exactly is inside the product? What exactly is inside the ingredients?
It's yerba mate concentrate. Yerba mate is a South American traditional tea. So the caffeine in it is similar to the one in like tea.
So we'll be able to sleep tonight?
Yes.
So what is the current plan going forward? Who are you talking to about distribution, your partners and so on? Are you focusing in on Bulgaria, outside?
So we do have ambitions to go abroad and target Serbia and Romania, but for the next 1.5 to 2 years, our plan is to build on the Bulgarian market. As soft drinks is 500 million level per year industry. We can capture 1% of that. Once we expand our portfolio, is plenty enough to make a viable business.
But who are you focusing on first? Like the supermarkets or the bars or who's your main target at the moment?
Our initial strategy involves targeting the hot market, which is restaurants, bars, and food places. As there you have someone to present the product and sell it actively. Over the last month, we started entering the cold market, so that's shops and vending machines inside NBU and AUG and co-working spaces. Now that people know our brand and our product, we're targeting the places where our crowd is.
And what's your margin?
Right now, we have a lot of room for optimization, but we're selling at 60 to 75%.
The price?
Two level if you're a restaurant, 250 if you're a consumer.
Do you source the yerba mate directly as a raw ingredient, or do you get the concentrate directly?
We did a lot of research and tried both methods, and in order to create a stable product from each batch, we decided on going with the concentrate. We tried a lot of different concentrates, and the one we're currently using was the one that we found had the best taste profile characteristics.
Do you produce in-house?
No, we are entirely outsourced, so we work with one craft brewery in Sofia to make the syrup, and then we use a bottling facility in Bulgaria to decide against investing in our production facilities, as this allows us to be more flexible and produce on demand, and there's a lot of room for growth with our current producers.
So you mentioned your interest in this type of drinking from abroad, and now you're focusing on the Bulgarian market. Do you plan on focusing outside in the near future?
If by the near future you mean within 3 years, yes. The entire premium soft drinks category is growing as a whole in the entire European continent. However, there are not that many producers regionally. Although there's some great ones, we believe we can beat them both in taste and in price. So we were just waiting for the market to mature, establish ourselves as a brand, and well, portfolio, and then plans for growth are to do regional flavors. For example, in Bulgaria, we're planning to launch an ether kind of drink, which is very nostalgic, and we're planning to do the same thing for all Balkan countries.
Are you using any distributors or?
So we work with the people behind Pitch2Pitch. We're doing some of our distribution, yeah, with both of them. However, for Sofia, we have a company that does logistics for 5%, which is a great number. So for Sofia, we're planning to work with them. We are currently researching who to work with in Sofia, Burgas, and Varna. This will be our strategy: keep logistics in-house. So in Sofia, and work with distributors in export Bulgarian markets.
Do you have all this?
No, our team is entirely distributed. So it's me and my fiance working from our Los Angeles apartment, and we work with freelancers across Sofia. So that's why we're here today. We would like to have the option to hold meetings and see our team in one place without having to tidy up our apartment. So
Final question?
What's your production capacity currently with your suppliers?
on a good day, more than 15,000 bottles a day. And it's basically the hardest on the first day, while we have to set up the machines. We've talked with them, their capacity allows with proper planning to work for us even 2 weeks out of a month without an issue. We have the business for it.
Thank you.
So these were our startups, and now it's time, the golden couch to vote. So we can see you after 15 minutes, but don't forget that 10. Oh, okay, 10 minutes. And don't forget that our next event, our next Pitch2Pitch event is on 11th of November. So we see you there. So we will bring back with for our after 10 minutes.
Ready? Ready?
Това ще стане пак след 1000 години.
Да. Знаеш ли, че тогава това беше много хората. Може ли, не може да се свалиш моля?
Luisteren.
brad.
Hey, come on, it's not user friendly.
Ne, user friendly изобщо.
Audi, Volkswagen,
Audi не могат да се виждат. Изключително, знаеш какво е по-жунел? Това е взимаш една царевица, слагаш го и другата царевица го включава.
Трябва сечка се, че да се видя колата си на Ако имам някой ден да подавам регистрация, Фейсбук ми казва, че става.
Най-лесно, защото не може вече. Шестицата е най-зле, четвъртата е за бедни, които може да има шестица и ако почна ние като играта да има 6 като партнеризирам.
Трябва нещо малко по-генство.
Да ми ден бе.
Ама кой ще ви бъде?
Всеки, това най-мил. Не си чакай. Играй Ауди. Не, Ауди не може да се има. Чакай. Ауди е гъвна това.
Ти ще си говорил. Ти ще дал колко?
Само.
AI consultancy
Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Our tech team, are we ready? Almost. So, do you like the music? Yeah. Yeah. So dance. Okay, thank you. The music was great. Zoom is ready, right? Zoom, shout out. Okay, so I'd like to invite on the stage Emil Shikirjski.
Thank you, Nasco. Thank you, all of you. I didn't see you on the bridge. This is a very special edition of Food Tech and FMCG, fast-moving consumer goods. I think it was a successful event after all of the constraints we have and the last-moment cancellations and sicknesses. Our host at home, Christina Ashkenazi, and some of the startups to say thank you to Christine also to appearing although her sickness. To Vladi, who has been monitoring from his early days as a member in the co-working. He just got a phone call today to come to Pitch from Ruse, and he really on 5 o'clock decided to take his car and come from Ruse. But then we said, no worries, there is a Zoom, you can do it on Zoom. So bravo for everybody, for Moose, that he's also a member of the networking. He's been pitching also on Zoom. For Thomas, who is a respected angel investor who came from the States, or came and broadcast from the States. Thank you for the judges, Innovation Capital and Yavor, for supporting this competition. Innovators Capital, and Alex from Finance and Tech. Thank you, all of us. I'm just pushing over time. Most will connect or not, I'm not sure. Again, I will tell you this, all of the startups that were here tonight or from home pitching, we're giving the grant not to the best startup, but we're giving to the startup that will most aid from our support. Last month it was Jordan with Angry Building. The team is here coming every day to work. The platform is out and kicking in the stores. We are promoting them as well. Bravo. Thank you. Thumbs up. We are very happy that we gave you this prize. Thank you. Okay, and tonight again we have some habit to choose not more than one startup that will win. I will announce the first one that will win the second prize. It will be in the form of sponsorship of an event. We really like what you do. We've seen you on this stage a couple of times in other events. And this is Cardinal Vice. You're getting us a sponsorship event from us. We'll support you on this stage or our other venues. And now the big prize. The big prize, are we ready with the check? Yes. The big prize will be 3,000 leva. That can be used in credits for co-working, office, event, hotel, co-living, whatever we have to offer. We have a lot of things to offer. You can use them. And this grant, you ready? Fatima, they come on stage with 3,000 leva. Both of you, yeah, both of you. Huh? We're really astounded by your numbers, what you've been done and what you are able to do till now. We know this market very well and your competitors, and you think you're going to nail it. So bravo, bravo, bravo for your support and your future husband.
Thanks. Honestly, the numbers could be better. We just ran out and didn't have stock between early August and early September.
Bravo, bravo. I want to take a picture of the judges, the host, and all of the startups. Come to stage for a picture. It's a classic picture that we do. Yeah, you have mask on you?
Yeah, let's do it without. Come on. It's from the last one. From the last one.
Let's put
last one without.
By the way, from tomorrow events are prohibited.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Why?
Tomorrow no more events. Let's do it that. COVID edition. So we all here? Yeah.
Wait, no.
Wait. Okay.
Wait.
Oh, there's no space.
C'est la vie.
Say masks. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Great. Enjoy the rest of the time for networking and music.
Thank you for being here tonight with us. Thank you. Enjoy the networking session right now. You can talk with anybody. It's COVID-free. Bye.